So I tell a bit about the Yan Shou Gong. Yan Shou Gong is based on two ancient arts from Shaolin. One is the Wuji, and the other is the Lohan Wuji, which is the soft intent Lohan. And if you want to learn both styles, the Lohan Wuji has 108 sets, and the Wuji had 26 sets, if I'm correct. And to learn all those sets, you have to have your whole lifetime in a monastery. You need that to just learn the sets. So that's a bit too much. And then our Grandmaster, Master Chee Tong, and the father of our teacher, Master Yap Boh Heong, they took these arts and make it more condensed. So they didn't take away things, but they just make it more condensed, so it's easier to learn and easier to get the specific things that it teaches. So today we started with all things come from emptiness. We teach you how to empty and connect the whole body and get the energy to the hands, for example. You have anything to
add? I think as what Lyndon says, right, the Wuji Chuan and the Lohan Ruiz are both considered as a very advanced Shaolin art. So to learn the form is very easy, but to learn the form and to develop the internal is another thing. Actually, I think it's really hard to do it. So Yan Shou Gong is actually considered as a distillation. And then the Yan Shou Gong also, besides influenced by the Lohan Wuji and Wuji Chuan, it also follows the principle, according to Master Yap, it follows the principle of the Yi Jing Jing, where you're stretching the tendon, and the Xi Sui Ji, which is more the marrow cleansing classics, that is more talking about the Qi. That's why in each of the Yan Shou Gong move, you have the stretching component, and you have the relaxation component. So the stretch is to stretch the tendon itself. As you stretch the tendon and you relax, then you will start to feel the blood start to flow, and that's where the Qi starts to flow as well. So that's for Yan Shou Gong. So in later, Sifu Yap Boh Heong, he uses Yan Shou Gong as a foundation for his system. So Master Yap, just to introduce Master Yap Boh Heong himself, he actually learned 5 ancestors from his father since he was a kid. And then one of his specialties is Wu Mei. And Wu Mei is, you can say, the mother of Wing Chun. And it was also part of the Grandmaster Chee Tong system. And so he actually take Yan Shou Gong as a foundation. So once you finish learning Yan Shou Gong, then the next step, those who are interested in martial art can start to learn 5 ancestors. And then those who wish to learn the specialties of Master Yap will then develop Wu Mei after 5 ancestors. And same with Lohan Wuji and Wuji Chuan, Master Yap told me personally, he said that he believed the Yan Shou Gong, because it consists the very essential component inside. And he believed that learning Yan Shou Gong, then learning Wuji Chuan and Lohan Wuji will accelerate the progress. So it increased the training efficiency. That's why at the end, I think in Yan Shou Gong, there are 3 things. It should be quick to learn, and then easy to learn, and also you can very fast to develop your internal.
Okay. Well said, well said. Also, we have a special way of teaching, because in the beginning, people didn't want to learn from our teacher, Master Yap, because he has been doing it for like 50 years, and the people say, I don't have 50 years to reach your level. So that's why many people were like, I don't want to learn this, I don't have 50 years left. So he was like going to analyze what he was doing, because usually if somebody is good at something, he asks him, hey, how you do that? They say, oh, I just do it. And then it's okay, how did you learn it? Oh, I did this 1,000 times, now I can do it. But it doesn't mean if you do it 1,000 times, you can do it. It's like the person's talent or just lucky he got it. So Master Yap was starting to analyze, I think in 2006, what am I actually doing? Which point am I using? Where am I going? What am I doing? So he was getting to the point that he could make like a schedule. Like, okay, use this point, this point, this point, and you get this result. And then he started experimenting. I think the first experiment was our uncle, Kung Fu Uncle Ben Shu, Uncle Ben. And I think I'm experiment number 6. Brandon maybe number 8 or 9. I'm not quite simple, but he started experimenting, like, how can I easily teach this method? And I think he's come to the point now where 1 year of training is almost equivalent to 3 or 4 years of normal training. So you get a very quick results. Like today we covered some things and everybody more or less got it, which are very complex things actually. It's like you use your internal structure to put power to the ground and rebound it back up, which is we did like something in 2 hours today. And it can take many, many years if you don't, if you're not shown the way how to get there. So the specialty of how we teach is basically we get you quickly to the point that we want you to go, and we take away a lot of trial and error. And that is really a strong point of our method of teaching. Yes. Also, we have been looking at pedagogy. It's like, which words do we use to get a good result across? So sometimes we experiment and then we find that different people need different words to get to the point where we are. And since we are very lucky to also learn a bit of Wuji from Dr. Otwin, our insight in Yan Shou Gong actually has accelerated more. So we can offer you also a bit more like that.
So to say my story, how I learned Yan Shou Gong is quite funny. I joined Master Yap class around 8-9 years ago. Actually, I started learning Kung Fu when I was 14. My first Kung Fu was Hong Ka. And then after 2 years, I changed to Five Ancestor, which is under Grandmaster Chee Tong school. And I learned from my ex-instructor, Cheng, for a few years, I think 3 years. Then later, I started to learn from Master Yap. So when I started learning from Master Yap, I was considered quite an early student. Uncle Ben, he was before me. But later, on my second year with Master Yap, other juniors came, like Lyndon, Jason, they came in. And I wonder why they improve so fast and I have no improvement. So 5 years ago, I was thinking, is it because of Yan Shou Gong? In the beginning, I was not interested because I think it's an old man art, just like this. What's this? I think it's, I get old, I learn. I don't get learn, I'm young. So I said, this Yan Shou Gong must be something, I must try. Maybe it will help me. Because don't make sense. My junior just all overtake me in my Kung Fu level. So I tried 5 years ago. And then I just focused on Form 1 for 1 year. And that changed everything. And then I used to have a lot of body problem. And if you see my very early pictures, I used to be very hunchback. And even starting when I was a kid, I was an athlete. So when I got champion in one of my competition, I was on the TV. And then I was running just like this. So next day I went to go to the school. Everybody pretend like this, just right in front of me. Because that was that bad my hunchback is. So Yan Shou Gong actually fixed a lot of my hunchback just by first form alone. So in this workshop, although we will cover 3 sets, but I would say that the one set that you would like to train, at least for a year, right, I would say is set 1. Don't worry about training wrongly. Because when I trained 5 years ago on set 1, Master always say, I see your set 1, my eyes will start to bleed. It was that bad. I said, well, I have no choice because I do like this, I got cramp. I go like this, I got cramp. It was really, really bad. Yeah, but 1 year, you fix a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope this will motivate you guys to train the Yan Shou Gong.
Yes. Also for me, when I met Master Yap, I was doing Wing Chun. And before I did a lot of martial arts like kickboxing, full contact fighting. And then I learned Wing Chun, and I hear Master Yap has the style of Wu Mei, which is the nun that created Wing Chun. So I wanted to meet him and learn about the fighting arts. Then he teach me the 5 ancestors and the Wu Mei, but he told me, okay, the Yan Shou Gong you must do, and it's just like taking your daily vitamins, just do it. And I thought it was boring, like it's like for old people, boring stuff. But okay, I didn't want to be, the drunken, the movie with Jackie Chan, drunken master. Then he had to practice the lady art, and he didn't do it. And in the end, he needed it to win the fight. So I was, no, don't let me be like this and just do my training, even though I don't like it. And then later I discovered that actually the Yan Shou Gong helped me reach a much higher level than I would have if I didn't do it. So I was so lucky and so happy that I did my training as I was told. It's like, you just take your vitamins and just do it, you know? So that helped me a lot, yes. And also the teaching methods is like, if you want to learn internals, there's usually 2 steps that are known. First, you move the outside and to move the inside, and later you move the inside to move the outside. So these are very big steps in between, because first you make a big movement, you feel what's going on, and then you move the inside to move the outside, but there's steps in between. So when you're doing the big motions, you start to notice something that's happening inside. And then the second step would be you learn how to control that. So let's say when you push down your toe, you feel some energy rising up on the front. Say, this is interesting. When I do that, I can feel something happening. When somebody push me, I can actually feel the energy move through me. So that is like you start to notice something. And then you want to control it. Like, how do I do this? And how can it listen to me? And once you get control of it, the fourth step would be to learn how to generate power with this. So I can feel there's some energy inside. I can control it. Then I can charge and just generate a lot of force from that just by sitting down, because I can control my inside. And then later you just move the inside and the result comes to the outside. And then you get a lot of force without even trying. And that are the steps that is also designed in the way we teach Yan Shou Gong. We give you the big, like the no coffee and the coffee exercise. And then later it becomes so small, you just stand still and somebody pushing your body will automatically start correcting. And that is a very important thing, that we use the features the body has. Because when you walk, your body is constantly adjusting balance. But we're not aware of it because we're just doing it. And now you start to become more aware of these things, so you can also use this ability of your body in different situations. Somebody push you or you lose balance, and then you can regain it easily. And those are things that you get through the training.
And then I think, so actually Sifu Yap Boh Heong, actually he has his innovation on internals, and including put inside Yan Shou Gong is the innovation of strings. The string itself is what Sifu described as myofascial channels or myofascial meridians. So it's actually the strings is a straight line from your shoulder all the way to the hips and all the way to the toe. That's for the front string. And for the back string will be the heel, the back hips, and all the way to your back shoulder near the shoulder blade. And actually this idea of having the strings helps to develop the internal more faster. So Yan Shou Gong itself we teach can be said as an innovation of at least two generations, 2 to 3 innovations, 2 to 3 generations. So the string itself, by learning the strings as you learn today, right? For this one and the back strings, that is very important to get it. And that comes to the what we call the 6 milestones. So the first milestones is what Sifu Lyndon say about grounding, right? So grounding, you can imagine as the formula is very simple, just 2 things. Number 1 is the alignment of the body geometry. Like your shoulder should not be pop out, should be rolled in. The tailbone, I keep mentioning about tailbone, right? You have to be straight down. Those are all body geometry. And then you need something to tie them all together. That's where the idea of the strings come into place. So the strings can act as a tying them together. So that is basic grounding. And then later you have centering. Centering is basically the spine, the things also you learn today. And the spine basically can be known as 2 things. Number 1, it acts as a resistance to hold the structure. That's why when you have the spine, you relax the strings. When you push, it's firm, it's holding. But at the same time, you do not want to be too resistant. You want to remain a bit resilient. That's why you have this one. And when you push on the side, you turn. But the center remains. So in this stage, the strings are much more relaxed and you lift the support pillar to the spine. So this is centering. Then on the third milestone will be rooting. So rooting is where you can connect it to the ground. Imagine this is a chair. So the chair, if you push, is stable, but it has a tipping point. At a certain point, it will fall. But now imagine that you screw a nail from the chair to the ground. So that nail is the key element for rooting. And this is where you guys learn the coffee exercise. That is actually one way to develop rooting. Then once you have rooting, then you will learn how to bring the energy up, bring the energy down. Then apparently down to the tip of the finger, because zhen is bringing the energy from the ground to the fingertip. So in my experience, you only really start learn internal when you develop the zhen. But before that, it's all a preparation. And Yan Shou Gong will meant to help you to prepare this so you speed up your 6 milestone. Okay.
And you might wonder what is zeng. So zeng is when your energy reaches your fingertips. Like when we ended the first set, you feel this energy. So zeng is like in Star Wars when you turn on the lightsaber, goes zeng. So this is like zeng, and the energy goes to the hands. So that's why we call it zeng. Yes, we have a few more funny ones like chick chuck.
Yeah, a point.
And point. So yes, so they help speak to the imagination, because once you can imagine it, then you make it happen. Yeah. So also, it's important to know we distinguish 6 different types of force or energy. The first one we are quite known to is you tense your muscles, so you try to move, and you need some physical strength, because you must do you're able to squat down, to stand up, to jump, but there's a certain amount of muscle you need, because not all the force comes from the muscles. Then the second that we call a li or lick, the physical force. The second one is jing, where you can use your tendons and your bone to charge up energy and release. So this will be a jing or explosive force, a fa jing. So you can use the elastic power and the tendons to charge up and then let go of the force. So that will be the second one, is the jing. Then the third one is yi or intent. So you put your mind somewhere, and where the mind goes, then the energy follows. So in the first case, you use the jing. So I aim with my mind where to go, and then I release on that point. That's why in the training I ask you to look far away or to the point where you want to go. So you're learning how to control this. And later it becomes very refined, where I can even push and I can put my yi on your elbow, on your shoulder, on your hip, so I can kind of feel and guide where the energy is going. Then after the intent, you find there's another source of energy you have, which is called Chee. It's energy that's there, and you can move it from the mind. So where the mind goes, the Chee follows. And that is a soft energy that is expanding. So it feels like you're pushing something that is like you push a car tire or a ball, and when the ball inflates, you're just being pushed away because it's just expanding. And then you can also focus that force. Then the fifth one is called Shen, which is produced from your magnetic field or your aura. Chinese we translate as a spirit, but it is your own spirit, your human spirit, not some ghost that's somewhere. You're learning how to use this awareness that's the energy is also around you, and that is through the Shen. And you can manipulate the other person's magnetic field through that. And then the last one, which we actually don't know much about, is the emptiness. Is XU, Zu, which is the emptiness. Which one is like the people that have it, they're just very natural to them, and we cannot really explain much about it because we just don't know. We're not at that level yet, so we cannot tell you. But yeah, this is basically the setup that we have in the teaching and in the theory that we use.
Yeah, and in Yan Shou Gong, I will elaborate a bit about the 6 energy level. So in Yan Shou Gong, one of the Master Yap's methodology is to develop awareness inside the body. So this is on just now what we were mentioning about the stage 2 in the training. And come back to the 6 energy level, right? The lead actually is very easy, you just need to contract the force and then you just push somebody and you move. But when doing the Jing, you need to start to develop a certain basic awareness. For instance, just the alignment of your body, and you just need to contract and release, you develop the Jing. But once you develop long enough, you feel more inside of your body. That's where Yi come, the third level come into the place. You have more final control of the muscles or the fascia, and the intent that you have in your mind will generate from it and become very efficiency of movement. And it will go, you can go into Yi, into other people. It can also control the other guy's body. Then once your awareness sharpen again, then that's where the Qi comes into place, because Qi is actually abstract, quite abstract. And this Qi that we mentioned is different from the TCM Qi. In TCM, the Qi has many types. So all the Qi that the TCM cover is not, is different from martial art, the martial art Qi. Yeah. And you can say it's a life force, because if the guy die, there's no Qi. If the guy alive, he has Qi. And those who have Qi, sometimes like you train Yan Shou Gong, you will feel that even with very small movement, you feel heat from the body, you don't feel too cold, right? Or you feel more, heightened. You feel more, you don't feel tired easily. So these are all symptoms of if you have a good Qi. And then as is abstract and your awareness is sharp, that's what Lyndon say, right? You have I have a bubble, you can bomb it up, you can use it to bounce people. That's where Qi. But then later it comes more, is your awareness more sharpened. It comes to Shen. Actually, Shen is a very complicated subject to discuss. One way very easy to describe is, let's say for the guys, if your wife or your girlfriend is angry, it doesn't need to speak. Right? You can feel that something is not right. No, that is like Shen. Or if a child is sometimes a bit emotional, a bit sad, you can feel. You can feel something not right with this person today. Or you see a guy who, especially those who are fighters, you may feel a sense of fear. That's an ocean, right? But except in this case, the 6 energy level that we mentioned is how to use the Shen, or you project out, so you can use it maybe for martial art or maybe for healing, right? And then lastly is the Xu. It's actually called XU, Xu, and it's more like emptiness. So that is, I don't know what's that, but usually what I heard from my monk who told me is actually it's not something like, oh, you reach a state. It's always there, but it's just whether our realization is there yet. So yep.
Yeah. Also, the Shen is also somebody's presence. Like a monk, when you come into his presence, it feels very peaceful and calming. And it's just by being there, you also start calming down. And or you have the fighting Shen, which is more sharp. It's like, oh, this guy, you better not mess with him. Even though he's just very calm, you can feel there's some sense of danger there, and you don't want to go there. So, once you can control that, when I spar or fight somebody, I can make it very fierce. But what I'm teaching or healing somebody, I make it more through compassion. And compassion actually is the strongest one that we can produce, is the compassion energy. And yeah, personally, I like it a lot. It's a nice feeling, and it gives a lot of good things happening around that. Yes.
Yeah. So one story, I have this master his name is called Master Henry Hall, and I was in a car with him. I was from Malaysia, so we were in Malaysia at that time, and then my ex-instructor was driving, and suddenly a motorcycle, just cut right across the car, and then our car almost crashed into the motorbike. So the motorcyclist wasn't very happy. So he came down from the bike. He was very, very angry. And then Master actually shouted at him very loud. And then the guy, was like this. It's like someone pushed him. He got a bit frightened back. And then the Master shot him. Then he said, go away, okay. And the guy was stunned. He don't know what to do. He just look at his bike, look at us, look at the bike, look at us for a few times. He's totally, confused or stunned. So there is one way with what Shen, is being shown at. And Master Yi himself is a very, very good fighter. So, yeah, so he developed the Shen for that. Yeah. So in the moment, anyone has any questions? Yes.
And when you showed us the form at the end, you always started with your left hand, right? But some people started with the right hand. Does it matter which side we start, or is any side okay?
In general, they have the saying the ladies start with the left and the men with the right. But in practice, you notice the one side is always nicer than the other side. So personally for me, is when I put the left hand on top, it feels actually better than the right hand. So it's quite different. And usually when I teach, I just intuitively start. But the form itself always starts the same, the Yan Shou Gong. Yes, but some way of exercises, indeed, sometimes I use the left hand because it feels better for me. Yes.
But it's not supposed to be, right? Because like in some Qigong forms, like the 8 parts, they always start left, left, left all the time. So yes. I was wondering.
So yeah, basically, like they say in Qigong, the left hand is usually the ladies, the right hand is with the men, but it is very personal, it's different. Yes, it's not set in stone. But sometimes when you make a form, you just make the order like this, and then you just follow it through that. Or maybe somebody has a system and he prefers to start with the left, so everything inside his system will start with left. It's like Wing Chun always starts with the left. Yes. Any question?
The form, you said that you practiced the form for 1 year.
Yes.
What do you recommend then? How many hours per week if we really want to learn the form and then we want to learn the Qigong so we can develop and we can move on to other forms and then other martial arts? You mentioned that this is like the foundation if you want to move on to 5 ancestors or
Wumei. It's basically the frequency is more important than important. So if you do, let's say, 1 time a week, 5 hours, or you do every day 15 minutes, the every day 15 minutes will give you much more results than just do a lot 1 time and then let it sink down again. So the frequency of practice is important. And even if you just do a little bit every day, if you're busy, maybe do 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it still adds on. Yes. And also don't overdo it. Because also the secret of daily practice is make sure you can practice every day. So if I do too much today, I might not want to train tomorrow, or maybe I get injured or I have to recover. So you want to do every day just a little bit, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes, try to do that. And then slowly, as you train more, it becomes like a habit and you start training more. It's like going to the gym. Maybe you go first time, you start once a week, twice a week. At one point you get hooked, you almost want to go every day. So the same with this. You practice and at one point it becomes more and more and more. Yeah. So try to get the frequency and
and it's better to practice in the morning because of the energy it generates.
Depends.
Yeah. It depends if you can handle it, but yes, in general, if you want to have a good night's sleep, don't practice too late unless you can control your energy. It takes a while. Because I remember after class, in the beginning, I walk around until 2, 3 a.m. still awake. Yes. But later you learn how to control the energy and calm down. But the morning is very good. Yes.
And also, number 2 is because I say, right, this training is a lot about awareness of your body. So when you train until you lose concentration, you can also stop, not need to train. And then the third thing is training the set is you can train 3 times. So for the first 2 times, you can train to aware, do it slow, don't do it fast. As you move, you want to be aware of what is happening in the body, you want to feel it, and you slowly adjust them. But on the 3rd time, then you do with the flow. So you don't stop, just let it flow. Yeah.
Because this is a saying that one of my friends, he was from the US Army, they use it. It's about pulling the trigger, but I don't know exactly the second part. But the part that I really like is slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. So when you practice slow, it will become smooth. Then when it becomes smooth, it can become very fast. And it doesn't work the other way around. So the slow, gentle motions, like Brandon say, you do it, and then one point you want to make it smooth, so you follow the flow. And after that, you can also use the explosive force and do it fast. But if you just practice the explosive force, you will never get to a better level. Because 90% of my practice is actually quite slow. Before I used to always like blasting and shooting energy. And now most of the time I practice very gentle and slow. And sometimes I just curious to see the development. And then it's like, wow, am I doing that? I'm very surprised that, yes. So yeah, a good point. Focus on the smoothness and the flow of energy. Yes.
And also I would suggest to find a training partner. I myself, I actually really improved a lot my internal around 3 years, 4 years ago when I have my training partner Jimmy. And because we always very curious and we experiment around. So it can be just as simple as you push, you say, okay, I adjust this, I do this, what do you feel? What difference do you feel? So one way to being aware of the body is being curiosity of what happening if I do this. And then be honest with the feeling. And then slowly from there, you develop and develop. Then you start to get the essence of the art. Like doing the form is actually, they got 36, although you have 36 form, but you actually do not need to actually know all to have internals. You can just know one. But the keyword or the secret sauce behind is to have the awareness in the body. It's like meditation, right? You have the awareness of the minds, the thought, the feelings, the body itself, and maybe the teachings. So, same, but a bit different. Yeah.
So somebody wants to feel something that we have mentioned or is curious. Let's say how the intention works, how I can maybe use my awareness to influence the body or something like that. Because through feeling, you learn the most. That's why we do the partner exercises also.
Yes, I want.
Okay. Yes. If you come forward, yes. So, what would you like to experience?
If your E is cold.
Okay, yes,
Yeah, can
that's
you
a
do
good
that?
one. So let's say we have contact. So let's say I take 2 hands. So this will be a normal push. You can easily let go of that because yeah. So just when I tap into you and I will send my energy in, and I go under your feet, and then I start going in. See, because this one, no problem to relax, to let go. But the other one, I've taken you already, and then I go in. See, so that is a big difference between just blah blah blah. I will go poo. See, so I can control how I release that, and because I've done a lot, I can do it quite fast. So yeah. So maybe also interesting to show the different types of energy we have. Yeah. So let's say you hold my arm. So first I will use my muscle. I try to force through, but yeah, she has grounding, so she can let go. So it's very easy to let go. See. So this is the Li, the physical force. The other one is Jing, so I will absorb a little bit of energy, I bring it up, and then I shoot at it. So this is like an explosive force, but of course gentle. So the other one, like I just showed, I go in first, I go under the foot, and then boop, I use the foot. Or maybe I take, and then I just take the hip, and I make it disappear. Because my awareness can also extend into her body. Then I can try to take it. The other one is Chee, it's more gentle. I can let go, I'm very soft, and expand, and then the energy will come out. This is a very gentle one. I take more and make a bubble like that. Or when you push into me, I will kind of bounce you off. So you go that way. See? So it's playing with how I use it. Then the Shen is a bit different. It's like even when I release energy and I cannot engage on her, with my own energy field, I just wipe it away and then I go forward. See, I can do it a bit harder. So I go and boom, she shoots away. Because I basically disrupted her energy field with mine, but you have a lot of loss of energy.
Yeah.
See, and about the emptiness, I don't know, so I cannot show you. I'm so sorry.
No, but it's good to feel it. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. So yes.
And you did that without breathing. You used.
Yes. So the default breathing of most of the things that we do is called smoke cosmos, and doesn't really have to be attached to the movement. Of course, you can put Yi and you can breathe and then generate a lot more power with the breathing, like or let go, or breathe in together and bring out. But at one point, you just have a gentle breathing. Basically, then the breathing takes care of itself. You don't have to think about it. It's like when you sleep, you don't have to pay attention. But you can add it, yes. Any questions?
How many forms are there?
36. Yes. But the first one is the longest.
Oh.
So yes. And I think number 12 is the shortest. Number 12 is you stand, you put your hand on the kidney, you turn, you go, and then repeat 4 times. So this is the shortest one that we have. Yes, it's very good for the spine because the twisting of the spine releases a lot of tensions and blockages. Yes. Any other questions?
So how long would it take to learn all 36 forms if you're practicing 20 minutes a day?
So of course there's layers of understanding. See, if you just want to learn the movements of the forms and practice them, I think you can learn them. If you practice a lot, maybe you can learn them in like 3 months. You can pick up all 36. Okay. Because the forms itself, the movements are very short and easy, and depends if you can remember them and practice them. And then there's multiple layers. It's like, for example, the first form I learned 11 years ago. And every time, at one point, I find a deeper layer and a deeper understanding. And even Master Yap, our teacher, sometimes say he finds even more deeper layers, and he has been doing it for a very, very long time. So, yeah. So, basically, you learn the Yan Shou Gong in sets of 6. And the first 6 actually are the most important and give you the foundation for all the other ones. So, yeah. So you got the first 6 and you go deeper in the layers. Then the other forms are just different ways of doing it, and they all have their concepts. But they're not so hard to learn. But through the first 6, you deepen the other ones also. Yeah. So you can spend a whole lifetime and still keep improving. And that's, for me, is the beauty of it, because it would be sad to reach the top of the mountain. It's like, okay, what's next? Let's learn how to play ping pong or tennis. I don't know. Yes, it's just everlasting, and you can develop until your very last day.
So there's a depth and there's a width. So what Sifu Yap described to me, the depth is what we mentioned, the 5 stages. The stage 1 where you also move the inside. Stage 2 is awareness of the body. Stage 3 is control inside. Stage 4 is generate energy, and stage 5 is inside moving outside. So each form on depth can be categorized to 5 stages. So in this workshop, mostly we will only focus on stage 1 and some stage 2, right? But for those who are willing to thinking that you want to learn more to depth, or maybe even reef, you can check up in our website, yanshouGong.org, and our courses will based on both either the sex and the depth. Although Master Yap Qinghai said that you can start any set you want. Maybe I don't like set 3, I want to start set 15, set 16. You can, not a problem at all. And the beauty behind is because each set is unique and it may be useful for you. Like for me, I have an injury on my right lower back due to sparring. So I find like book 4 or some of the exercise from book 4 is very useful for me. I skip book 2, I skip book 3, I go book 4. And it helps me certain. Although still weak, my lower back, but actually it helps me a lot. So there is an advantage of having no more, but that definitely has a lot of advantage of learning the depth as well. Yeah, but at least like what Sifu Lyndon say, you'll first learn the 6 set, then you can go to other system. That will be also very helpful. Yeah.
Then I guess we do the famous saying.
There's a question about the last exercise in the first thing that you did, the strings, and then
Yes.
you flip this and
Yes,
that.
yes.
What is your intention about that? Is it releasing the chi, or what is the?
Yeah, so when you stretch out, basically, you have engaged all the strings and tendons and the fascia. Now you build up more tension. And then when you let go, all the energy goes back down. And once it goes back down, you can feel a certain rush of energy go through the body. It's like a super big zoom go through the body. Yeah. Because when you empty of tension, something else takes over. It's like you have a bottle of water, you throw out the water. The bottle actually is not empty. There's now air inside. So the water was holding the air back. So the tension was holding the other energy back. So once it's out, the air had a chance to fill up the bottle. So yeah, that's what you can feel with this rush of energy going through you.
And also a good exercise to close your Hui Yin and your Bai Hui. So some Qigongs, right, especially like for me when I train, especially on Fire Ancestor, I will open a bit my Hui Yin. This is to increase the capacity or to increase the relaxation of the Dantian area, which makes the body very heavy. So at the end of the exercise, you want to close it so you don't invite bad energy inside. Most of the time you won't, but you never know, and it happens before. When I was in Indonesia, somebody actually get some strange energy in the body, they feel cold, they shake. So that's why this is an important exercise, an important movement to do. You can do it, like after your training of your internal, you can also do things, something like that. That will also do the job.
Yeah. Might want to mention the Western names for the 2 points.
Sorry?
The Western names for the 2 points.
The Hui, I think you call it perineum. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, perineum. Yeah. And by Hui, the martial crown is the top of the head. Then it's here, around at the back of the top of the head. So if you straighten your spine, you will put your hand here, you straighten the spine, you will feel there's something pop at this part, area of the head. And that is Bai Hui. Yeah.
And we will conclude this session. Thank you so much for your attention.
Yeah.
And the training continues tomorrow at 9 in the morning. Yes. And like our famous saying from Master Dennis, go home and practice. But not yet.
Don't go home yet.
Yes. Yeah. It's so funny. He show you something, then he walk away. Go home and practice. Thank you.